I want to talk about Team USA basketball. For those that do know me, people know that I'm a huge fan of international play. I absolutely love Team USA when it comes to FIBA basketball. When it comes to the Olympics, I love this type of basketball. It's some of my favorite. And this time around, and I touched up on with Rashad a little bit in our interview, but we have a team that is 5-0 in the United States right now in the expedition play. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean too much, but 5-0. Yesterday's game was absolutely spectacular. They were 4-0 heading into the game. They now are 5-0. They play against Germany, and they have a huge comeback win. They rallied and won 99-91 yesterday, but they were down by 16 points as late as the third quarter. At that point in time, Tyrese Halliburton had an incredible ending of the game, but overall, the main focus needs to be on Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. He wins MVP of the game. He was truly proven to be the go-to guy for Team USA, and he scored 34 points in that display. Anthony Edwards, now let me just say this. Rashad talked about it. He will be the face of the NBA in the future. A lot of people might not be too familiar with him. Still a young player, Minnesota Timberwolves player. He's spectacular. I do believe that he is going to be the best shooting guard in the NBA probably this year. Obviously, Devin Booker's right there, and I love Devin Booker, but Ant-Man is special. We always have been looking for who's going to be that next star shooting guard. We saw Michael Jordan, and very quickly we got to see Kobe Bryant. Once Kobe retired, we've been trying to figure out other guys. Obviously, you have Dwayne Wade in that group as well. We had these three great shooting guards within a 20-year span. Truly a luxury, if you ask me. We've been looking for who is that next great shooting guard. I know we've talked about Booker. He's a little bit different, though. Donovan Mitchell, similar, but he's not as good as those guys. Ant-Man has a chance to be that special. Anthony Edwards showed last night why he's capable of being not just the face of a team, but potentially even being the face of the NBA, being a guy that can be a go-to scorer, potentially win an MVP one day, be an NBA champion. His ability to take over a team, take over a game, and dominate like he did yesterday is remarkable. He's ultra athletic. He can get buckets. His mentality is different. He is a spectacular player, and I believe that Anthony Edwards has a chance to be a guy that you build an entire team around. The Minnesota Timberwolves weren't as successful as I know a lot of people would have liked them to be. You talk about an Anthony Edwards, a Minnesota Timberwolves team that pulled off a massive trade with all the draft picks to go get Rudy Gobert. You pulled in all these different aspects to try to get a team that would be competitive, and you made the playoffs. But if they're healthy next year, Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, hopefully they figure that out down low. Jaden McDaniels is a spectacular player. You have Mike Conley in there, and then Ant-Man leading the squad. This is a team that could make some noise. I'm not necessarily saying an NBA champion next year, but they could be a very, very good basketball team. And that will be led by Anthony Edwards, who, if people want to watch him, he will be playing for Team USA, obviously, in the next few weeks during the FIBA World Cup for basketball. The games will be starting on August 30th, group stage, or on August 26th, my apologies. They'll be playing New Zealand. Then they play Greece on the 28th, Jordan on the 30th, and that will conclude group stage. And obviously, then you get to the tournament and whatnot. This is a team that I think has a chance to win gold. The talent is not as deep in this World Cup as previous ones. There's a lot of injuries. Giannis is recovering from knee surgeries and his little bit of back stuff. You got Jokic opting out, Jamal Murray opting out due to deep runs in their tournament runs. A lot of guys, Kristaps Porzingis is not playing now. A lot of premier NBA guys are not playing this time around. Obviously, Team USA has a lot of young guys too. However, don't get me wrong. This will be spectacular. It's going to be great basketball to watch. I'm ecstatic for it, and so we'll see who comes out and wins. Canada still has a team primarily made up of NBA guys. Australia has a lot of good players on their squad as well. Spain is the number one ranked country in the entire world at this point in time. United States has who they've got. So we'll see. France obviously has their load of NBA guys as well. We're going to have to see who ends up winning this. I do think USA will probably win gold because you have a guy in Ant-Man, because you've got a lot of guys. Tyrese Halliburton looks special. Jaren Jackson Jr. is an elite defensive player. So we'll have to see how this all comes together, but I'm high on this Team USA team. I was a little skeptical at first, I'll be honest. You added in guys like Bobby Portis, Austin Reeves, guys that were not necessarily household superstar type players, but the way that Grant Hill, who's now taken over this program in Team USA, has constructed this roster, they don't look too bad whatsoever. I like what they did. They eliminated the tryouts, as historically been the case. You tried out, you had 30, 40, whatever guys it might be. You narrow it down to your 12-man roster. This time was 12 guys are invited. You're on the roster immediately, and they really seem to have picked up their roles. Mikal Bridges has been playing a great role. Cam Johnson comes off the bench. Austin Reeves has been great. Bobby Portis has been great. Walker Kessler, you've got him as a rim protector. I know he hasn't played too much, but this has been a roster that I think has a chance to be very successful going forward. I like what they have to do. There are a lot of young guys. This is a lot of guys that we're going to see representing and being stars in the NBA for the next while. So Hopefully everyone can tune into those games. I know they're going to be very early in the morning, but watch reruns or whatever. It should be a fun FIBA tournament. And obviously, I think next year's Olympics will be absolutely off the charts incredible. When we get to see all the talent they're going to have out there, it should be spectacular. So that's what I got to say about Team USA. I'm ecstatic to see what they're going to do. As I said, the very first official game will be on the 26th against New Zealand.